Hi everybody. Did you ever imagine yourself to be a gardener or maybe a farmer? It's always exciting when you plant dirt, put dirt in a pod, you put some seeds in and you watch it grow. That's exciting to see something that you've planted grow. Well, in our story, Jack's mom plants his seeds because she throws them out the window, and the next day they're grown up into a big, huge plant. Now, when we plant things, obviously they're not going to grow that fast. But these were magic beans, and so we have to wait and wait and wait for things to grow, but he didn't have to wait. Now, after our story, I'm going to show you a little experiment with some beans and see if they're magic beans. Okay? Jack and the beanstalk. I'll show the pictures after I read. Once upon a time, when giants still romped the land, a widow lived with her son Jack. The widow was too sick to work, and one day they ran out of money. Son, Jack's mother said, I'm too weak to take the cow to town. You must go and sell her. Now Jack was brave and kind-hearted, but he didn't always use his head. So his mother told him to think carefully before selling the cow, and Jack promised that he would. He was halfway to town when a man stopped him. Jack, said the man, I'll give you 5 magic beans for your cow. Jack thought, how could this stranger know my name, and how could he know that I'm selling the cow? He must have magic powers, and then the beans could be magic too. So he traded the cow for the beans, and he went home very pleased with his deal. Do you think Mom's going to be pleased? His mother was not pleased. You were tricked, you silly boy, she cried. There are no such things as magic beans. And angrily she threw the beans out the window. Now we have no cow and no money, she said. What shall we do? He didn't use his head and think very much, did he? Okay. The next morning, something tickled Jack's nose and woke him up. Surprised, he saw that a huge leaf had poked into his window. He pushed it away and peeked outside, and a thick beanstalk stretched up, and top to and hidden by the clouds. They were magic beans, he whispered. And without waking his mother, Jack started climbing the beanstalk. His arms and legs began to ache, but he forgot about them when he saw the castle. Jack knocked on the castle door, and a giant woman opened it. Who's there? She asked, peering around. I don't see well, so speak up. Jack wasn't sure that he wanted her to see him, but he was very hungry. I'm down here, he said. Do you have any work I could do for food? The giantess picked up Jack by his collar and plopped him on a huge stone floor. Start scrubbing, she ordered. Thud, thud, thud. Arg, said the woman. It's my husband. Hide in the cupboard. He doesn't eat, if so he doesn't eat you. Scrub the floor later. The giant came in, took one sniff and said, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Don't be silly, his wife said. You smell breakfast. Eat while it's hot. After breakfast, the giant opened his bags of gold and began counting the pieces, but fell asleep after 135,191. It's a big number. Just a little gold would feed Mother and me for a long time, Jack thought. He snatched a small bag and climbed quickly down the beanstalk. Jack's mother was delighted, but when she heard where Jack had gotten the gold, she hugged him tight. Those giants robbed us of that gold and 2 other treasures, she said. They killed your father. I grabbed you and escaped. Promise that you won't go back for gold. And Jack promised. The next morning, he climbed the beanstalk again. I promised not to go back for gold, the boy thought as he climbed. I didn't say I wouldn't go back for something else. After all, it was ours. Jack banged on the castle door, and the giantess squinted her eyes and peered down at him. Are you the thief who was here yesterday? She demanded. I'm no thief, Jack said. I'm a hard worker, though, and I expect to be paid for it. The giantess picked up Jack by his collar and plopped him in front of a huge tub of dirty dishes. Start washing, she ordered. Then thud, thud, thud. Arr, said the giantess. It's my husband. Hide in the cupboard so he doesn't eat you. Do the dishes later. The giant came and took one sniff and said, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive? Yeah, interrupted his wife. You smell breakfast. Eat while it's hot. The giant grumbled, but he ate. Then he got a goose from a crate in the corner, and he put the goose on the table and roared, Lay! And the goose honked twice, and then waddled back to his crate, and on the table was a golden egg. The giant tossed it up and down like a ball. Then his eyes began to hurt from looking at the shiny gold, so he shut them. As soon as the giant fell asleep, Jack grabbed the goose, quickly slid down the beanstalk. His mother was waiting at the bottom of the beanstalk, and she was very angry with Jack. "I didn't exactly promise not to go up again," Jack explained. "You knew that you weren't supposed to," said his mother. "Go to your room." Jack knew he shouldn't, but the next morning before his mother woke, he climbed to the castle, and instead of banging on the door, he crawled in a kitchen window when the giantess wasn't looking. "The giant's wife hid me in the cupboard," Jack thought. "I'll hide somewhere else." He climbed into the wash tub, and soon he heard thud, thud, thud. The giant came in, took one sniff, and said, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell—" "You certainly do," interrupted his wife. "That little thief probably sneaked in again. He always hides in the cupboard." But Jack wasn't there. The giant ate his breakfast. Then he got out his golden harp. "Play!" he roared. The harp sounded like a sparkling stream pouring over pebbles. The lady of the harp sang a song with no words, and Jack was entranced. The music put the giant to sleep, and Jack grabbed the harp, but he almost dropped it when she screamed, "Master, master!" And the giant woke, and he thudded after Jack. Jack half scrambled, half slid down the beanstalk. "Mother," he yelled, "get the axe!" Jack's mother saw the giant close behind Jack. She grabbed the axe and whacked the beanstalk. "Jump, Jack, jump," she hollered, and she whacked again. And Jack jumped to the ground. He snatched the axe and whacked the stalk until it snapped in two, and kaboom! The giant and the beanstalk hit the ground together, and that was the end of the giant. Jack, his mother, the goose, and the harp lived very happily together, except for the time Jack went to town to buy a pig. But that's another story. The end. Now we're going to see today if we can have magic beans like Jack had. You're going to need a clear glass, and you're going to need some clear soda. I have this, super chilled lemon lime. It's a cheap one. Hopefully it works. And just a handful of dried beans. Okay, they can't be cooked or canned or anything. They have to be dried beans. And if anybody needs some dried small red beans, I have 2 pounds of them now. That's the only way I can get them. So there they are. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your soda, and you hear those bubbles? That's what we're looking for in this. Hopefully this works today. We're going to fill the cup almost all the way to the top with bubbles. Okay. Now, we're just going to take a handful of beans. I want you to watch closely. I'm hoping you can see this pretty good. Take a handful of beans, and they're going to start out dropping to the bottom. But as bubbles collect on them, see the beans are coming up. And as the bubbles pop, they'll drop back down. See, here's one dropping back down. And then it'll collect more bubbles, and it'll rise to the top. See, the factory makes your soda, and they add bubbles to it, and they close it in, and so those bubbles are waiting to expand and to get away. And so, as they collect the bubbles are light, the gas that's on them is light, and it brings them to the top. But as all the little bubbles pop and go away, they sink back down until they pick up and are covered up with more bubbles. So it looks like I have magic beans, doesn't it? You see them going up and down, up and down. It's kind of cool, isn't it? So you can try that today. Make sure you ask your grown-up and have them help you. Until all those bubbles are gone, it's going to keep doing that. I hope you enjoy that. So we have some magic beans now. And if I planted these, they aren't going to grow. But these are just fun to look at. And again, I would buy cheap soda because you don't want to use your good soda for that. Have a great day. Bye.